Welcome to Darknet Shimmers, everybody.
Ooh.
Thank you so much for stewarding the light. David Clell, over here on the mothership. I'm Caleb Thompson. Ian Murdoch on some Shimmers. Tyler Baggy on some Shimmers. Joel Myers on some big synth. Anybody not get to hang on? Just want to check this out?
Yeah, I'll check this out for a bit.
Audio Shimmers.
It's freaky. It's a cool effect, but she might have had a mic set to the wrong thing. Or something totally weird could be happening with the audio too, I don't know. It's like I can hear her.
That was our friend Becca Hall reading poetry.
Oh. Oh, really?
Yeah. You could barely make her out.
Oh, that's amazing.
So the
That is how poetry sounds sometimes, huh?
I know that at least Laja, you haven't been to Wordo, right? This is your first Wordo.
Yeah.
Gareth, do you mind talking about the themes or something? I mean, I could.
The show is called Darkness,
Big sigh.
Shimmers,
Caleb is our spokesperson.
Magical Display, Self-Evaporation, Sound Bath. Okay.
Oh, I fucked that up.
That's the name of this show. And Wordo is a all opt-in, no rejection, no assholes, supposedly, ostensibly. They let
Only
me in,
assholes.
so I don't know.
Only assholes. Mostly.
Must have an asshole.
Oh yeah.
A hydra of assholes, if you will.
Asshole ambivalent, but we're trying not to be. And
There's the
non-monetized.
Well, there it is. That's our god.
So it's pretty. Let's say it's pretty commie arts
All
collective.
praise.
Kind of. And it started out as a live stream weekly. We did 3 seasons to start. I think a 4-week season, a 6-week season, and a 4-week season. Then it's kind of morphed, and we started doing these hybrid shows where we do live stuff and pre-recorded stuff and mixed media stuff.
And it's like everyone has a different theme, some sort of prompt, and it's like you can stick as close to that as you want or not. It's pretty free.
Anybody know how to make it big? Oh, that makes it small.
Apple, yeah?
Apple F.
Yeah, nice.
I want to just do a sound effect on this.
Makes me feel a little bit better.
It's funny that you get to see me click between things, but I lose track of the cursor. I can't see where the cursor is.
It's on top of that.
Top left.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that many people, hipsters, nerds, etc., value artistic production, yet are reticent to produce. We say they aren't talented, which isn't really a very clear concept. If we're more psychological, we say they have hang-ups. It's sad that artistic production is held as a proxy of the self. The tenuousness of its evaluation is the threat of a devaluation of the self.
So we created self-liberation pills. They turn everyone who takes one into a temporarily hypomanic genius. It's pretty wild. All the new signifiers that emerged.
You would load it up like a magazine, only instead of bullets or advertisements, you could shoot out whole art museums.
My car runs on butter.
My car runs on magic soda pop water. It was not until we relaxed the rules on reality structure that we could see these new types of personality formation emerge. I used to living my life from the perspective that I was really enormous, just towering, and eating breakfast became an epic, massive event. I would stomp down the street. I imagined a planet in turmoil as I shampooed my head. Other times, I would imagine I was real small, somewhere in a glass of milk, one of 1,000 tiny little milk civilizations, and I would start theorizing how to make contact.
You know those people who just focus in on how other people are stupid? That's so stupid.
The other sign that we were doing something different from all the other revolutions was there was no shadow. It felt so uncanny and joyous. Imagine a world where everyone you meet exudes trustworthiness and intimacy. The skeptics, they could had so many needs inside of me. The recognition of this paradoxically became part of the depersonalization process. My technology became autonomous and self-sacrificial. I was born again as an application, and also as the user of the application, and ultimately as its investor. But of course, I was the customer too. I made steady returns advertising to myself. The electromechanical technology of outer space exploration was balanced by a psychotechnology of inner space exploration. But what we didn't expect was that the inner space also benefited so much from the outer space technology, and indeed that outer space exploration benefited from the psychological technology. The whole Earth catalog, the whole watermelon catalog, the whole football seed catalog. I mean, if you think about it, a football seed is like a watermelon, which is like the Earth. For a while, we televised the death rituals. Someone was bleeding out alive every day. And then we saw that in this way, we still idealize and distance death too much. So we continued the rituals, but we stopped televising them. And then eventually, secretly, we just stopped them, and no one's noticed yet.
white sunlight, cloudless blue sky. Lines of shuffling people move towards security. Blank-faced or frowning, everyone is looking down or looking at phones. A few are stealthily looking at each other, quickly avoiding eye contact. The rules say eye contact should last no longer than a second. I am looking up over their heads, but not making eye contact, looking stealthily at the blue sky, cloudless, white sunlight, lighting the atrium. Now pretending, now rolling my head, my eyes closed, stretching my neck, pretending to stretch my neck, but stealthily looking up, miming curiosity about the blue sky, the white sunlight. Yes, we are shuffling through this long, snaking line of passengers, abiding the embarrassment of being. The white sunlight falls on the snaking line, the shuffling people looking down, the heavy bags and screens in their hands, the free blue sky through the high airport atrium windows, a massive, orderly crowd in snaking lines assembled on a Sunday beneath windows of white sunlight. Breaking the rules, I'm looking up, just stretching my neck around. Don't worry, I'm looking out over the heads. Maybe I'm just looking for someone. I'm definitely not worshiping on a Sunday in this massive, orderly crowd assembled in snaking lines beneath the cathedral-like windows of the atrium. We are shuffling towards security, blank-faced. I am avoiding offensive eye contact. I'm just stretching my neck. But actually now, someone is playing a sousaphone, a trombone, a trumpet in the cathedral-like atrium under the white sun, a drum beat, a voodoo king, a Creole brass band, ecstatic dancers erupt on a Nola Sunday under the sunlight, lighting the snaking lines of people moving towards security. The rules: you may look up when the sousaphone begins to belt a voodoo song. You may look at the band over the heads of the shuffling people. Eye contact should be no more than a second. There's no dancing. I'm dancing. There's a voodoo king and a brass marching band. Surely we will now begin to look up. I'm just looking for someone in this massive, orderly crowd this Sunday mass. In the snaking line, someone ahead is moving his feet, and it is a dance step, not a security shuffle. Oh God, help me, I can't play it cool, I'm dancing. I want to disappear. Don't make eye contact. In the snaking line, to the wailing of the trombone and the insistence of the drum, I look up and meet the eyes of someone else at Mass on a Sunday under the blue sky. And his sheepish smile is like white sunlight, shimmering out of darkness. I look up, feeling like the only person awake in this security line. Am I the only person hearing the trumpet? Will this magical display go unanswered? Excuse me, ma'am, but that voodoo drum asked you a question. I'm near tears, but also still dancing. I'm making it so awkward for the people in this line who now have to stare intently into their phones to escape me.
We plot this thing. Yeah. Like, these Wordo hybrid shows are like, it's kind of like hanging out at the computer or like at your desk, but it's like, instead of being many people inside one body, it's like many people inside many bodies. We're all like in different states of control or lack of control with the
Computer.
cursor and the computer, you know. It's kind of cool and weird. I don't know why I'm holding this. My piece tonight is called Power Fist, Fist of Emptiness. And it's going to be very different than the demo of Power Fist that I thought I was going to do. It kind of just almost went out of existence today, but then I realized, sitting with it for a long time, laying with it, what it was. Initially my thought was, I was going to do a demo of many different versions of Power Fist, many which you would recognize. The fist is very powerful. It can induce pain, as in when used to punch or perhaps to anally fist.
Oh.
It can be used for pleasure, as when used to punch or to anally fist. It can be used for the purposes of mystery. There's mystery fist, right? Right? There's the fist of solidarity. There's the, this is actually getting closer to what I will demonstrate today. There's the fist of failure. You know, there's the fist of the thunderbolt. You know, you bring it up, and there's the fist of the thinker. There's the fist of, you know, there's fist of fury, there's fist of futility. And I was going to do like a really elaborated demonstration, like with a lot of dance moves, and it was going to be really fun and funny, and I was going to make myself vulnerable to you all in this like really clowny way, and the character was going to have a ponytail, and like a, what's that microphone called, like the kind of like the derpy, yeah, kind of like a TED Talky microphone.
Jerk mic.
His name his name is Carnegie Reynolds. It's a made-up name, but I'm going to use a different made-up name, Caleb Thompson, to demonstrate to you Fist of Emptiness. Does anyone have any questions?
Can I go like this too?
Of course.
Okay.
Thanks, Tyler. Any other questions? What about your left hand?
Is that still a fist of emptiness?
I think it's fists of emptiness. Any other questions?
Are they asking for something?
Do they feel like they're asking for something?
Could be.
It might be. It depends.
What makes a hand a fist?
You show me your hand. You show me a fist.
Fair point.
Demonstration can conclude if everyone can give a gesture of understanding. Thank you all.
The feeling out of place, and the person who...
Hold on, I just want to start out.
We turn it down just a hair.
Yeah. And reach the...
Let me pull the bass down just a bit.
Where are we at? The bass. The master. You want to try that?
Yeah. Anybody want a snack? We'll get snacks.
Lots of snacks.
Lots of water.
It's weird. But it's too dark.
Snack table, Joe.
I'm failing at this twisty tie. Oh, what? What is this? PB&J's. Yes. Oh, you have a red one? All the red ones are gone, man.
Sad.
Sad. Yes, dude. What is this situation?
The two have joined forces. The feeling out of place, and the person who wants a steady man. When my life appears to be wrapped around an old dream. Today is a downer day, even though I played music with Aaron all morning. If this is giving up, I don't know what it is I'm giving up. My hot toddy smells like puke. I sound pessimistic today. Dustin says I don't seem to be in crisis. I hug him and imagine crying. Enjoy. Enjoy. Live both lives. Speak from two mouths. If this were falling, it's unclear where from. Down, down. And without delay, my parents turn into pigs, unrecognizable, New beings with tough pink skin. I evaporate into darkness, as haunted as oil with a garbled confession. And as a cornered animal does, the god of my belly shimmers, the god of my legs activates, the god of my spine extends, the god of my throat climbs, other selves wake, every sector of my body full. Inhabited body, habitat body.
You want that?
The chair.
You made
I was always making this candy. I was waiting for it. Where am I? I better be sure. Did I hear myself too?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Screen up? Yeah.
You're doing
That frame with the pure. The dog is like kind of shit like this. Yeah, like definitely. Stretch it off. It's you look good. That's a great shot right there. You get to pick the color, and if you like this color. I'll say pictures of games. You guys were so happy.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming.
It's fucking great. There's so many people just laying around those shots. Or like coming into them texting.
Alright.
Yeah, it's just funny to think. Oh, there's other people in the boat.
So I'm here at the world's most famous abandoned job site. The unnamed river in an undisclosed but uncontroversial location in Central Europe. Depending on your media literacy and personal biases, you might believe that this project was supposed to be a sprawling 50-mile recreational site. A river that runs in a circle, a river that feeds into itself. The lazy river for active people. But it was never finished. Because after they blasted through the mountains to divert the river to form the circle, the day laborers working on the site could hear the howling din of the river after they went home. And the howling din told them to kill their families. Or, you might believe that thousands of breweries and food trucks pooled their resources together to fund the construction of a 10-mile circular river where people can get wasted and go camping. But the ice crystals and the moving pebbles in the stream gave the river a powerful hum that caused everyone to empty their bowels, making the site unusable for 4 months out of the year, and thus unprofitable. Or, you may believe they were developing a 100-mile loop for salmon farming. But the first trial run produced psychic salmon whose flesh produced a tranquil hum that caused the taste testers and the focus groups to stop eating and write never on their survey, leave their tables, and cease all verbal communication and move into a remote commune together. I'll tell you why I came here. I came here because there's no music for sad people. Correction. There's no music for sad people that's not made for sad people. Cry me a river, knit me a sweater. And the sweater is a banner ad with my face on it. I want something uninvaded by me. But I wonder, is the music contaminated, or am I contaminated? And is the contamination at the site of consumption? Does that mean the contamination is alive, hunting for the site of a consumption? This seems likely, which makes me at least half of the contamination. Am I the only one contaminated? And if so, by coming here, am I isolating myself or trying to be found? Am I a vector? Am I the contaminant? Am I the cure? I think I can be all three. But these waves of grandiosity and degradation, and fire and water, a flood to quell the conflagration, but it's filthy water. And the filth accumulates after many tides. And with the application of water, I'm coated in mud. And if the mud shimmers at 10 o'clock, like it's the news, am I the anchor person or the research assistant? Sometimes I forget about metaphors altogether, and I just actually roll around in the mud. And everyone thinks I'm being so pedantic, as though my rolling in the mud is about them. If mine is an unpopular sorrow, then why does it seem like everyone has it? And now I've walked away from the river, but I'm still nearby. And while I can hear no residual river's voice, something has changed. I'm still deep in the woods, in this undisclosed but uncontroversial location in Central Europe. But nature has ceased to seem natural. The tree patterns have not changed. In fact, I can verify this as a fact. The placement of the trees seems obvious and formulaic. And I'm even a little bit angry at whoever put them there. The trees, it's like seeing a Chipotle at a Panda Express near a highway exit in a Best Buy. I hate this. And I run as fast as I can. But it's all the same. I know every tree, every meadow, every heap of stone. Like they were the words to a pop punk single. I catch my breath and the thought arrives. Did I get this backwards? Before I over-explain this, I need to check. So I ascend the valley until my phone has reception. And I go to Spotify, and I play song after song. But they all sound like the fucking river. I try to sing, and it's the fucking river. No matter what I do. I spend hours imagining melodies and crafting delicate vulnerability. But no matter what I produce, all I hear is the river. And now I consider going on a live stream with this song that I wrote. I realize the power I have. If I can sing the river, can I sing for the world and ruin music? Would I be delivering a helpful truth? Today's video is brought to you by a triangle. On one side, we have a mall goth who is an overachiever. Hangs out near a cancer treatment center so they can talk to the people closest to death. They approach patient after patient in the parking lot like the worst possible kind of Greenpeace clipboard carrier until they find someone willing to indulge them. That's the second side of the triangle. They walk into a cafe and sit next to me being the third side of the triangle. And now I have to overhear the goth ask a cancer patient the just most boneheaded questions. Think a 14-year-old boy interviewing a sex worker. But instead of sex, it's death. The patient seems to, like, enjoy the company. Is the patient this desperate for companionship? And as I overhear them, I realize I'm doing the hard work of cringing, because somebody has to do it. I think, doesn't embarrassment enjoy the same protective laws of thermodynamics? If not, then this is not a real triangle. It's just two arbitrary line segments, total void of meaning. And who wants that? Does the third line have to be embarrassment? I don't know. We just need there to be triangles, okay? Triangles. You get 3 choices instead of none. Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo!